Hi, it's Andy, and I'm really glad you've tuned into the Leading Life podcast today. I think this is going to be a really great episode about how we can build a more fulfilling life. It's what really all of us want more than almost anything else, is to feel fulfilled about our work, about our home, about who we are as a person. So we're really going to dig into that in today's episode. Thanks for joining me. Let's get into it. Welcome to the Leading Life podcast, the place where leadership meets real life. Here is where we talk about leading with intention, living with clarity, and getting better results for the people we serve every single day. If you're ready to grow, you're in the right place. Right now on today's episode, 10 steps to living your most fulfilling life. Welcome to the Leading Life podcast. I'm Andy Zook, and this show is all about what it takes to grow, lead, and live with purpose. After more than 35 years of leading teams, coaching people, and building leaders, I've learned one thing, and that's your life is only going to grow as much as you're willing to lead it. Each episode gives you practical tools and real-world insights to help you become a stronger leader at home, at work, and all throughout your life in general. No fluff here, no empty motivation, just actionable steps that you can take today and put into practice right now. All right, let's get to it. We're talking about something every single one of us is chasing in some way, and that's fulfillment. I don't mean success, I don't mean happiness, but I mean that deep, steady feeling that says, I like my life and I'm proud of how I'm living it. And here's the truth. Fulfillment isn't something you stumble into, it's something you build. It's decision by decision, habit by habit, day by day. So you've got to be patient with yourself. If you want to grow and you want to get there, I'm going to give you 10 steps to living your most fulfilling life in this episode. I'm not going to give you quotes or recycled advice, but these are lived principles. Here we go. Number 1, take full ownership of your life. No more blaming your past. No more blaming your boss, and no more blaming your circumstances. At some point, fulfillment begins when you say, you know what, it's on me now. And that's not pressure, but think of it as power. Because if it's on you, then it's also in your control to change. You know, honestly, when I was younger, I was the greatest victim in the world when things didn't go the way I wanted them to go for me. And the day that I changed that mindset to complete ownership and accountability for my life, everything began to change for the better. As Tony Robbins says, you can make excuses or you can start making progress. It's your choice. And whenever I had a hardship, it's because I placed myself in that hardship. I put myself in the surroundings, in the predicament, and I knew that it wasn't the best decision, but I didn't accept the responsibility of going the more difficult direction. So remember, it's on you. Take full ownership of your life. Everything will begin to change after that. Number 2, stop chasing happiness and start building meaning. Yeah, you know, happiness is temporary. It comes and goes, but meaning, that stays with you forever. Meaning is built when you show up for people, you do the difficult things, and you live with purpose. Start asking yourself one question every day. Did I do something that mattered today? Because that's where fulfillment begins. It's funny because I think about what it really means to live with purpose. Everybody says that. That's like a big phrase. But let's keep it simple. What it's saying is, this is what matters most to me, and you act on it. You don't just say, well, family's important to me, but you actually start staying in touch more. You start showing up. You're present when you're with them. Living with purpose equals alignment between your values and your actions. Number 3, become someone you respect. Not someone who looks successful, not someone who gets all the applause, but someone when you look in the mirror, you say to yourself, yes, I like who I am becoming. And that comes from integrity, discipline, and doing what you said you would do. Quiet confidence beats loud validation every time. There's a great quote by Zadie Smith. Stop worrying about your identity and concern yourself with the people you care about. Ideas that matter to you, beliefs that you can stand by, tickets that you can run on. Intelligent humans make those choices with their brain and hearts, and they make them alone. The world does not deliver meaning to you. You have to make it meaningful and decide what you want and need to do. It's a tough, unimaginably lonely and complicated way to be in the world, but that's the deal. You have to live. You can't live by slogans, dead ideas, cliches, or national flags. So concern yourself with people you care about and ideas that matter to you and those beliefs that you can stand on. All right. Number 4, invest deeply in relationships. Yeah, that's a big one. And let me be clear, this might be the most important one because you can have money, success, and status, but if your relationships are empty, your life will feel empty because fulfillment is really built on your marriage, your partnerships, your friendships, and your ability to connect. So take care of your people, be present, be intentional, and be loving because that's where life lives. Trust me, at the end of everyone's life, they always end up saying, I'm glad I had a group of 5 true, really great friends than having a group of 10 to 20 okay friends. Number 5, do the hard things on purpose. Most people are trying to make life easier, but here's the truth. Easy life equals shallow fulfillment, but a harder life can bring you deep fulfillment. So when you choose discipline, you build pride, you build confidence, you build identity, and that feeling at the end of it, that's the beginning of true fulfillment. All right, number 6, create, don't just consume. This is a big one, and I think this really helped me in my fulfillment in life is I almost completely turned off consuming any kind of media and went full into creating. So most people will scroll all day, but very few people will build something. So if you want to get to fulfillment, start writing, start speaking, start building, start creating, start leading, because when you create something, you begin to feel alive. You know, I was watching an interview with author Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, who is a great author, and she redefined modern feminism and identity with her works like Americana. Whether you think you're good or not, she says, just write something every day. Create something every day. Whether it's journaling, working on a book, write 1 page a day, record a video, write a letter or an email to a friend, but just write something, create something, build something every day. Trust me on this. She's right about that. It really will help create fulfillment for you. Let your creative side get out there. Believe me, you have one. You just don't know how to put it to paper or, onto video or whatever yet, but you will find a way. So just start with journaling. That's honestly the best advice I can give you. Just start writing every morning. Set a timer for 10 minutes and write whatever you want, and you'll see how those thoughts and your ideas come together. All right, number 7, get your body right. Yeah. I talk about this all the time, but you cannot feel fulfilled if you're constantly tired, you feel weak, and you don't feel good in your own skin. Your energy is everything. It affects your mindset, your relationships, and most of all, your confidence. So take care of your body, and your life experiences will improve across the board. Number 8, live with emotional courage. What does that mean? Well, it means you're going to say what needs to be said, and you're going to feel what needs to be felt. Stop avoiding hard conversations. Stop suppressing the truth. Fulfillment will require brutal honesty with yourself and with others. Let that emotional courage inside of you come out. It's very easy for us to gloss over our lives with what feels good. Me and my wife were having this conversation this morning that we have people in our lives that we know that just tell themselves a story to make them feel better about themselves, but they don't face the harsh reality of what is going on around them and how they are perceived. They tend to just kind of live in this life of avoidance. And I don't want that for you. So be courageous, say what needs to be said, and feel what needs to be felt. Number 9, give more than you take. Yeah, the fastest way to empty is to live a self-centered life. And you would think that wouldn't be. I know 65-year-olds, 70-year-olds who are still self-centered in their life, and they're lonely, they're depressed, and they're miserable. So you want to feel full, you want to feel fulfilled, start with contribution. Help people, encourage people, lift people up. Be the person who walks into a room and makes it better. Be the hero in somebody's story today. No matter how many times I have suffered disappointments with human beings, nothing will detract me from giving more than I take. And I suggest this for you. I want you to do so much good in your life that you forget you ever did it. Sometimes my wife has to remind me of things that I did for people that I have forgotten long ago. But it gives me pause when I think about it, or she tells me, and I feel a sense of pride that I did the right thing, whether they did the right thing back or not. In no way am I telling you to be a doormat. Matter of fact, I'm telling you to be quite the opposite. Meet people where they meet you, but it is always better to give. So don't give so much and get hurt about it if there's no reciprocity. Don't get hurt about it if they don't like you on the same way you like them, because you should remember your life is too full and busy with amazing things to even give it pause. Just give your best out in life. Give more than you receive. Honestly, that's one of the biggest steps to fulfillment. Don't drain yourself, but it's better to be a giver at the end of the day, every day. Trust me, you're going to sleep at night. Number 10, design your life and don't drift. Yeah, it's a big one because most people live by default. We get into a routine, and life and society has kind of given us this routine. This is what your life should look like. You work 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. Saturday, you mow the lawn. Sunday, you go to church, blah, blah, blah. People wake up, they go to work, they scroll, they repeat, they go to bed, and that is not living. Start asking, what do I actually want my days to look like? What do I want to become? And then start building it on purpose. Your life doesn't have to look like the picture book life that they sell us. It can be anything you want to be. That's the amazing thing about life itself. What is the old Jim Carrey quote that I've said a million times? If you want to be invisible to the world, keep trying to fit in. Be who you are. Design the life that lights you up. So let's take this a little bit deeper. I want to throw in some psychology here. And remember, your brain is wired in a way that can either support your fulfillment or it can work against it. So dopamine is what you get quick hits from. So like social media, junk food, constant stimulation. It feels good, but it fades really fast. So think about fulfillment coming from connection, purpose, contribution. That's where serotonin and oxytocin come in. So here's the translation. Yeah, scrolling feels good, junk food feels good, but living well feels better. So here's your leadership edge for this episode. If you're not fulfilled, the people around you will feel it. So your energy shows up in your team at work, in your family, in your conversation. Fulfillment isn't selfish, it's leadership itself. Because when you're grounded, you're energized, and living with purpose, you begin to elevate everyone around you. You know that great manager or leader that you've worked for in the past, and they've got it all together. I guarantee they're fulfilled with their life at work, out of work, and everywhere else. And this is your call to action for this episode. I want to challenge you this week to just pick one of the 10. We kind of say that every episode, but I think it's a great idea. Don't focus on all 10, just one, and go all in on it. Because fulfillment isn't built in massive overhauls. It's built in consistent and internal actions. So remember, number 1, take full ownership of your life. Number 2, stop chasing happiness and build meaning. Number 3, become someone you respect. Number 4, invest deeply in relationships. Number 5, do the hard things on purpose. Number 6, create and don't just consume. Number 7, get your body right. Get into shape. Take care of your health. Number 8, live with emotional courage. Say what needs to be said. Feel what needs to be felt. Number 9, give more than you take. And then 10, design that life you want and stop drifting. Pick one of those and then just go all in on it and follow back up in a week. Make sure you journal about it as well so you can stay on top of it. Fulfillment isn't built in massive overhauls. It's built in consistent, intentional actions. And here's a couple questions for you I want to leave you with as we close out this episode. I want you to think, where am I drifting in my life instead of maybe designing it? Or what am I avoiding that I know would grow me as a person? And who in my life deserves more of me right now? I want you to sit with that, think about those questions, and start living that fulfilled life that you deserve. All right, so that's my episode. And if this episode spoke to you, share it with someone who might need it. I hope this impacted you for the better. And if it did, please leave me a rating or review on whatever platform you hear me on and hit subscribe so you don't miss another episode of the Leading Life podcast. I'm Andy Zook. Remember, I want you to lead on, lead strong, be awesome you. But most of all, lead with purpose, live with intention, and keep becoming who you were meant to be. And lastly, you know what I'm going to say. Go out today and be the hero of somebody's story. I will talk to you on the next episode. Go create that fulfilling life you deserve. Talk to you soon. Bye.